Welcome to the Dan Sports Tips Daily Fantasy Euro 2016 show for today, the 25th of June. The knockout phase starts today. We have 3 games. We've got Switzerland, Poland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Portugal and Croatia. I'm going to look at everything you need for daily fantasy sports on DraftKings, give you some lineup help. What we need to do is use our $50,000 budget to construct a roster of 1 goalkeeper, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders, 2 forwards, and 1 utility player. Points are scored like this. For anyone that hasn't signed up to play with DraftKings yet, I will put a link in the description to enable you to do so for this video. And I'm going to dive straight in with goalkeeper today. I mean, looking at it, I'm going to go with Jan Sommer of Switzerland for 5,000. I think he's underpriced in comparison to the rest of the goalkeepers. The Swiss are usually well organised at the back, and while the Polish do carry a threat going forward with Lewandowski and Milik up front, Lewandowski in particular has been anonymous for this tournament. The Welsh backline against the Northern Irish doesn't fill me with confidence, even though they do look the likeliest winners amongst the 3 games today. While I think the Croats are going to win as well, they do play the Portuguese, and we all know there's plenty of attacking prowess in that team. So I do think the well-organised Swiss, who could well get the win against Poland, though 0-0 at 90 minutes is just as likely a score, looks the best bet, if you so to speak. So Jan Sommer could get you the clean sheet points, and he could get you the win points as well for the maximum sort of bonuses on top of the saves. So I think for 5,000, Jan Sommer is the play at goalkeeper today. In defenders, there's a plethora of attacking fullbacks today. Dario Cerna of Croatia for 6,800. Croatia have looked one of the better sides in this tournament. Cerna has been key getting forward and adding support wide to the attacking midfield trio of Modric, Rakitic and Perisic. Obviously, Portugal do boast a goal threat with one of the best players in the tournament in their lineup in Ronaldo. They do have some wide play with the likes of Nani as well. But the key will be stopping the supply line. So will Cerna have as much opportunity to get forward? I think what you'll find is probably the holding midfielders will be the players that look to stifle the supply line to Ronaldo. I think Cerna will play his game. He's pretty much a midfielder that plays at fullback, to be honest. He will go down on the flanks, but he will have defensive opportunity in this game as well. He should get some space to operate as usual, and there is obviously upside potential with a clean sheet as well. Does feel like an outside chance that Cerna is also a key set piece taker for the Croats. I think if you can afford to pay 6,800 for a defender, which is a lot of money, then you have to have him in your team. Ricardo Rodriguez of Switzerland is 5,900, another attacking fullback. Rodriguez is a second attacking fullback option who is excellent today. He gets forward, is involved in set pieces, has been consistently good in the Bundesliga and in this tournament. Poland have a lethal forward pairing of Lewandowski and Milik, which does temper enthusiasm for a clean sheet a little bit, but the Swiss are always well organised, as I've said, at the back, and I think there is certainly chances that they can keep the Poles out today. I think Rodriguez is probably, at the prices, a slightly more favourable option for me than Cerna. But if you can get them both in, I don't know where you're going to pay down to do that. But you know, I think that would be an excellent defensive pairing today. Lukas Piszczek of Poland is 4,800. Piszczek is another player who has shown a propensity for getting forward in this tournament. He offers further potential for another forward-thinking defender if you want to load up on those today. I am unsure of the Swiss up front. The main threat obviously is Shaqiri from Stoke. Often knockout games are tight affairs, particularly you find with the Swiss. And teams are often, scared to lose. So I think Switzerland and Poland, if there's going to be a 0-0 today, looks the most obvious one. All 3 games today look closely matched. So, there are clean sheet possibilities for Piszczek as well. I think this looks the lowest scoring game of the day, so I certainly think Piszczek is a solid play defensively and carrying a forward threat as part of the supply line out wide, certainly to the big target man Milik. And Fabian Schär of Switzerland is 4,000, or Schär I think it's actually pronounced. As we know, at the international level, set pieces are of even greater importance than they are domestically. Scherer's exhibited this with a goal in the Swiss opening game from a set piece. He goes forward for corners and attacking free kicks. And obviously, the well-organised Swiss as well defensively gives you clean sheet chances. I think for 4,000, he's a reasonably solid player as well. In the midfield, we need to be looking at Aaron Ramsey for Wales. I think the Welsh should be dominating the game against the Northern Irish today. Ramsey does get space to operate as teams tend to concentrate on Bale. He has weighed in with a goal in this tournament. He's assisted goals as well. He's 8,400, and I think he's a very, very good play today, the Arsenal man. Even Perisic of Croatia for 7,900. Of the three Croatian attacking midfielders, he is the most expensive. He does carry the greatest goal threat as well. Perisic has been outstanding in this tournament so far. Now, if you do need to pay down, if you can't afford him, then I can't put you off Modric or Rakitic either. And it is a difficult game. I think, whether or not the Croats will have as much freedom to go forward against Portugal as they have had. We'll see, but I think they will, because having watched the games, I certainly Croatia strike me as a better team than Portugal. If the Croatian defence can shut down the supply lines of Ronaldo, I think Croatia could win this quite comfortably in the end. And I think Perisic at 7,900, who is also a set piece taker, is a great option today. For Jakub Błaszczykowski of Poland for 6,100 has been instrumental in everything Poland have done going forward. They've only scored 2 goals in the group stages, but they did manage 7 points, 2 1-0 wins and a 0-0 draw. Błaszczykowski scored one of the 2 goals. He provided the assist for Milik on the other one. He plays out wide. He does like to get forward, put ball into the box, as well as having shots himself. I think for 6,100 in a tightly matched game with the Swiss, I think that will be a positive play for your lineups as well. Up front with the Welsh, you have to take Gareth Bale. He scored 3 goals in the tournament. He's a set piece taker. He will be taking all the attacking free kicks, taking shots there. He's the talisman for the Welsh team. He gets forward. Obviously, the Real Madrid man is one of the top 2 or 3 players in this tournament, and I think he's certainly the best player on this. Well, the second best player on display today, but certainly of the 2, him and Ronaldo, the teammates at Real Madrid. If you have to pick a player that's likely to influence the game more, I think Bale against Northern Ireland has a much greater opportunity to score than the more expensive Ronaldo against a very good Croatian side. And I think Bale up front has to be the first name on your team sheet. Robert Lewandowski of Poland for 9,600. We all know how good the Bayern striker is. He hasn't shown up in this tournament for a Polish side yet that desperately needs some goals. He's slightly more expensive than Milik, but at the prices, I would still take Lewandowski on the basis that in the group games, Milik was a good 1,000, sometimes more, cheaper than Lewandowski. Now they're the same price. Lewandowski is a better player than Milik. Now, yes, sure, teams are concentrating on him, but I think value terms now, I think the value on Milik's gone, and the play is Lewandowski today, and hoping that he turns up in this game and can do something for the Poles, or they're at risk of going out rather meekly in this tournament in what could be a pretty dire game. I think it does have 0-0 written all over it, this Swiss-Polish game. That's, probably be 3-3 now, as we know. But anyway, and my other striker is Kyle Lafferty of Northern Ireland for 4,800. It's an opportunity to go cheap. As I said, I'm not convinced about the Welsh defence. If Northern Ireland are to score, Lafferty is their man. He is the man who looks most likely to provide that goal. And you're just taking a punt that the Welsh defence is not quite as solid as it's meant to be. Lafferty has done well in qualification for the Irish. He did top score for them. The Northern Irish, and I think he's probably our cheap option if we do look to pay up elsewhere and try and load our midfield or take some of those attacking defenders alongside a Gareth Bale today. That's what I've got for today. Enjoy the games. Let me know what you think is going to happen in today's games in the comments, and I will be back with more tomorrow. Best of luck with your lineups. I will put that link to enable anyone to sign up on DraftKings in the description for this video. I'll see you tomorrow.